Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and have your front page, just like you have all of them, with the flap in the front. And then take your back page and flip it over so the flap is in the back. All right, so you will have this. All of the rest of them are at the front. The only one that's facing backwards is the last one. And then we're going to take each sheet and we're going to fold on both fold lines. And you want to make sure that you're getting it nice and straight. And then fold this one. Just keep them nice and straight. If you have to flip it over so you can see if you're nice and straight, then do so. There we go. All right, so you want to get both of those folds going in both directions really well. There we go. Okay, fold this one and then fold it this way. So a little bit of time doing these will pay off. So let's go ahead and get all those done and then I'll return. Okay, I'm going to just do the last one with you again. So I've got the opening to the bottom. My puppy is wanting to play and I'm wanting to craft. And it's really important that you take your time to make sure that you are lining these up. He's got my shoe and he's trying to get it off. Hooch! That you line them up along the edges, because when you flip them, you want the papers to line up. You don't want them to be all askew. There's a big word. It's a little big word for you. Askewed. Okay. See, now that definitely does not look straight, but it is straight. But that is way off. So I don't know what I did, but it's straight on the page. All right, so we're flipping it this way then. Yeah, so it was just a little off when I pushed it down. Hooch! He's dragging me under the table. Oh, okay. All right, so we've got all of those done. And remember, you want your last one to be folded out and then all of the other ones folded towards the top. Okay. Now, you can either bind this with ribbon. If you have old scrapbooks that have those posts, which I think I have somewhere, you could do that. You could do rings and just run the rings through. I did go ahead and put my eyelets in. Just follow your, whatever eyelet machine you have. On how to get your eyelets in. So I have my eyelets in already. So you can, like I said, you can use ribbon. You can use those, what do you call those? But they're the kind that you kind of twist and open, and they have a hinge on them, but they're a circle. Do you think I can think of the name of them? And I don't even remember where I have those little puppies at. Okay, well, let me see what I'm going to use, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's one method with these binder rings. They've got the little hinge in them, and you just open them up and wring them through. Now, when you go to flip it over and do your thing, you're going to want to, and I think we're going to want to do it anyway, but you're going to want to glue all these flaps down onto the other page, which will help keep them, and make sure they're straight when you do it. And that's going to help keep them, because this is not like super tight binding, so there is some play. So by gluing this page's flap down onto this page, you get, oh no, sorry. It's this page's flap down onto this page, because this page's flap is closing up. Does that make sense? Let's start from the beginning. This first page, see how you can see all of that? You're going to take this first flap and you're going to close and glue it down. You want to make sure that this first page, that the end goes right along the edge on the bottom of our spine piece. So right along the edge of this spine piece. So you want to make sure, and that way it will set it up to be just in the right spot. Make sure it's straight with all the other ones and glue that down. Then as you flip the page, you're going to bring the next page's little 1.5" flap over, line it up, and glue it down. So you're just going to keep doing that until you get to the end. And then on your last one, come on your last one, you're going to glue that one down to cover up all of this stuff. And that will tighten this up a little bit, so that you can have a nice flip. This is especially nice for somebody who's got, an office desk that they use, anything like that. So, this will be really cool with that. But this is very open, but because of, and what I mean by very open is this. This is very open. If we use ties, if we use a tie, which I'm going to try next, it will hold this closed more, which is going to restrict the pages a little bit more. And I don't think that we'll be really happy with the outcome. So maybe I won't try it, because I just don't see, well, yeah, I mean, actually, now that I have bent, folded all the pages, they actually work pretty well. And that would allow it to fall, because they're going to be weighted down. They're going to have pictures on them. They're going to have paper on them and all of that kind of thing. So, yeah, let's try it tying it. So I'm going to take these out. You can also, if you decide to do this, is you can take ribbon and tie through both of these and make almost like a little holder, little handle, but put a nice pretty bow, and that'll just sharpen it, make it a little more special. But I'm going to take these out, and I'm going to do it one at a time. Let me go and find some ribbon that will work for me, and I'll be right back. Okay, now here is with just a simple bow. I just, I didn't play around with it too much. I'm just doing it to see, of course you'd want the bow in the center, just doing it to see how it's going to handle being flipped around. So as I thought, it is going to keep this much more closed. Oops. And yet, I think, see, then you wouldn't have to glue all those sheets together. just the first one and the last one. And as they got heavier and heavier, they would fall down better. But it just invites people, you know, like leaving it like this. Let me turn it sideways. Leaving it like this just kind of invites people to come and flip through it. You know, oh, let me see, what pictures do you have in here? And you can put tabs on each one of the pages so that you don't have the problem of figuring out how, you know, how to get it to flip easily. But like I said, it's going to be your choice as to which way you like to do it. I myself, I don't know, I think I'm going to like the rings and have it a little more open so that these will actually, because this is pretty much, this is what it's doing. And that's about as far as it's going down. Where when this was a little more open, these were laying much flatter. And utilizing the extra space, that extra ½ inch, it was easier for it to utilize that than this way. So, again, it will be totally your choice, but I believe I am going to use the rings. Now, I just was lucked out and had some black ones. I do not know where I got them from. I got some colored ones. And there was red and yellow and green and blue. I don't know, all the primary colors. So I'm just, before I take this ribbon out of here, I'm just going to run these back in here. So this is the way I'm going to go. You, by all means, pick whichever way you want to do it. And like I was saying, of course, I would use a little bit more substantial ribbon than this, but you could put a nice bow here, and it can be hung up. You know, on the wall, brought down to show people, and then you can flip it this way, because you can flip it while it's laying on a table as well, and it just make it more decoration. You can have tons of charms and beads and anything else you want on that. I'm decorating this cover. Let me just say this, there's going to be a lot of fussy cutting, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it on camera. It's just came to me in a dream last night that this is how I needed to do this. So that is what I'm going to do. But the rest of the build is really, the only thing is what's going to keep these closed. And you can take tidbits of chipboard, cut yourself little circles, and just do the tie. You know, have a circle here and a circle here, and that's where the brads come in, and do a little twist tie. And you would do that on the paper that you're going to put on here. And then when you flip it around and flip it open, then you'll be able to stick your hand in here and take the twist tie and twist it around so it will hold this in place and it will sit up for us. All right. And this just, to me, it lays a lot nicer. I will glue all of these sheets down, and especially, no matter which way you want to do it, you do want to glue the first and the last one down so it covers all of the icky stuff. But if you leave this open, it would just be my suggestion. because you can not very easily, but when you get over towards the end, you can see down inside the book, but even then, not very easily. So, you know, that's just completely going to be left up to you too if you want to do it that way. Anyway, so that is about it. I will come back and show you once I have this all decorated and let you see the finished product. Okay, guys? Thanks for joining me. I hope you like this. Give me a thumbs up. I just thought it was something different. If you think you might just want to hang this up or lay it on a table, you can actually leave these two pieces off of the build, and then you would just have it as like a coffee table flip. Okay? So, and if you want to make the pages with more stuff, you can either make this 3/4 of an inch or even an inch high, and then give yourself one more fold on your one more of these folds. So you would fold, fold, and then do your score line and score line. So you would just, that would give you more thickness here at the base to offset the thicknesses that you're going to be putting into your papers. I still think you probably wouldn't want to do thick on every one of them. And it does lay pretty flat, so it's not like you're going to have a ton of room to do a lot of thick. So I'm going to be relying on fussy cutting and you know, just kind of doing a little things here and there. Not so much with flowers and all. That's going to be on the front. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll talk to you later. Please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and share this with somebody you think might enjoy doing it. All right, I'll be back and show you everything. Just showing you what I'm doing here. I went ahead and I did put a piece of double-sided tape on the inside where the green is, where the checks words are. I've put it across the blue paper and onto the checks. And then I just put glue everywhere around the rings and everything, just not where the rings are. And then I want to make sure that my paper is lined up with the rest of them, and that it is down into the groove where I want it. And then I'm just going to start in the center and push it down onto that paper, onto that double-sided tape, I mean, and then just give it a good burnishing so that you move that glue around. And now we are ready to decorate. The only thing else that I wanted to tell you is if you are going to decorate this and you're nervous about messing up, you can take a piece of regular old copy paper, make you it can be the same size or it can be a little smaller, and I would make mine a little smaller, but you can do it either way you want. And so I'm going to cut like right here, and I'm going to cut right here. Oh, a little lower than that. So with just the copy paper, you can then have, well, I made it a little, no I didn't, it's good, yeah, So then you've got your copy paper, black edge all the way around. So you just decorate these. Decorate all of them. Take one of your different cards that you're going to do. So you can get a 4 1/4 by 4 3/4, and you can do it either way. You can do it, you know, because this is a 1/2 inch longer this way, so you can do it up like this. Have all of this for decoration, or do it down here and or up here and have this all decoration. So these will give you a good start. Also, with this 3 1/2 by 4, you can do a couple of pages. I mean, 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. You can do a couple of them just like this. Especially if you only have some strips left, then you can just put strips around the edges and down the center, and then glue these on. And that's all you'd need to do there, you know, unless you put like a little sticker or something in the center, but just glue it down the center. So I will show you those things, but this is another way of being able to. And then of course you've got your 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. They are only going to go this way. A little too long this way, so they're only going to go this way. And so, you know, you have less real estate to decorate on, but you can put it anywhere. You can put it in the center and decorate up both sides. However you want to do it. You can put it center and do paper all on just the outsides of your white and make it look like it's framed in. So lots of different options. I'm probably going to use all of those and then some. But like I said, I will come back and show you what I ended up doing with all of them. All right, guys. The only thing that I will come back when I am doing the closure. I will show you that. I promise. Okay, guys. Hey, okay, guys. Before you get started with decorating, I want to go over just a few things. So, first off, I made 13 just with copy paper. 13, and there was 7 1/8 by 5 7/16. Okay. And that will fit onto your pages. So you're going to build on these and then put them on your pages. And that way you can build 13 pages. Then you can figure out which one you like for the front and which one you want next. So that's just one way of doing it. You can, of course, just build them right on the pages as you go and be done with it. So anyway, so there's that. The next thing you need to do is figure out what you're going to put on the cover. Now, I'm doing something totally different on my cover, but I'm still going to need to have paper on it. I think I will leave this just the color that it is. And then I've got the black bow. If I think I have a better ribbon that I want to use, but, you know, I will kind of go with that configuration up here. And I'm going to decorate the inside front and back cover. And then both the outside pieces, because we do have the connection between these pages on our page here. But you need to figure out what papers you're going to use with that so that you don't use those papers while you're decorating. And I am also, as I showed you guys, going to be using my photo mats to do different configurations on each one of these pages. So having said that, just make sure you go through and, like, I like to have these parts and pieces and cards. So I just automatically first pull those out. Now remember, I do have a total another set. I'm just trying to work with the half of the total set, half of the book. So I'm going to pull these out right away. And then I'm going to look at what I have left. And there's lots of pretties, but some of them are going to look better on this color than others. And there's the signature page. I love that page. I don't know if it's algae or what, but I love that page. I don't know why. I just do. And I think this oh, I'm so sorry. I think this page I am going to cut out a lot of these butterflies. So I'm going to put that over with I don't want to use it. And there is so much that I'm going to be doing with this front cover. I think all I need to do is figure out what I'm going to put on the back. Because the front, you're just not really going to see. And you will have you'll have a couple inches to use on something else. That's real pretty. I think I might cut a piece of this for my back cover. And then that will leave me a strip of either the red or this for to use somewhere else in the book. So there's my back cover, and the front inside I'm just going to decorate along with everything else. So I probably definitely will be using some more of the sheets from this grouping, but let's see how it goes. So I am going to go ahead and start my decorating, and I'll come back and show you what I am doing once I get a couple of pages done, so you can see what all of this jabberjawn that I'm doing means. All right, guys, see you in a minute. Hey, guys, I just want to go over a real quick thing with you. I've got my sheet that I'm gluing everything down on. I've got one of my photo mats down, and I'm going to put this down, but I want to make it a kind of hidden pocket. So I am going to glue down the edges and leave the rest of it open. But in order to be able to get an item in there, I don't want to butt this up against my photo mat, because then I will never get anything in there. So I'm going to back it away a little bit, and then I can get it in there. But you'd be able to see this cream color paper. So if you can see, I have put a black line down the side of the paper, so that when this is away from the edge ever so slightly, I mean, it's just like 1/16 of an inch, but now I can get my tag in there. All right, so just a thought. Use those black pens when, or you know, whatever color you would like to use to help make that look a little better. All right, okay, guys, back in a few.